Hey everybody, Alvaro here, and as promised in my 100 sub video, which thank you again, this is the video of things that didn't make sense in World of Warcraft. This is only part one, more parts to come, so stay tuned. Alright, so first things first, the selfie camera. Really, Blizzard? Really? There's only two people who take selfies. Well, there's probably more than two, but the first type of people are people who are lonely and don't have any friends to take the pictures for them. If you've noticed, their best friend is a stick that they attach their camera to in a lot of cases. And then we have conceited people who are just worried about their looks. So we invented this feature for you to take a selfie inside of a video game. I mean, I guess it's kind of ironic, but I just find it to be a new low of loneliness. So I'm sitting in a game with virtual friends, taking virtual selfies. So we don't have to worry about annoying girls on Facebook showing you their selfies. Now we can take selfies in a game, and I just want to let you guys know that don't judge me. I did use the selfie camera to take my thumbnail picture. Yeah, we just won't talk about that. All right, so the next thing that we're going to talk about, 40-man raids. Fucking frustrating. 40 people in an instance trying to do boss encounters. And I don't know if any of you remember Vanilla, back doing Naxxramas, you had to have 8. Everyone had to know what they were doing. You had to have 8 tanks for the handoff of the 4 horsemen. The game was much harder back then. Now, don't get me wrong. I think a lot of my good memories in World of Warcraft were in Molten Core and Blackwing Lair, AQ40, and in Naxxramas. But 40 people was just hard. I quit my guild to make my own guild. And I found it was very difficult to find 40 dedicated people to show up 4 nights a week to clear content. And then even worse, once Nax was released and you had to go spend 6 or 7 days a week in there just trying to progress. I think the thing that made it the hardest was just the way that buffs worked back then. I know nowadays, you press one button and it buffs the entire raid. Back then, it wasn't the case. Wind Fury, it was a totem for shamans. You'd have to actually be placed in that 5-man group within that 40-man raid for you to get the benefits of the Wind Fury totem. So you'd have to hope that your raid leader liked you enough to actually do that. Same with Warriors Battle Shout. You'd have to hopefully get in their 5-man group. I think Paladins had it the worst. They had several buffs that they had to put on everybody, and it was a singular buff. You had to select each individual person and give them their buff, and it wore off in 5 minutes. So imagine today's standards. Even if you're in a looking for raid for a half hour, to have to place that on everybody every 5 minutes, ridiculous. You had more than one paladin, but But yeah, and the format, they released AQ20 and they released Zul'Gurub, which was also a 20-man raid, and it was the perfect amount of people. I think that I really wish they would have went back to the drawing board and came up with the 10 and 25-man back then, because 40-man was just ridiculous. So another feature of World of Warcraft that this one actually made a lot of sense. I was so excited when they announced it, and it just turned out to be a giant letdown. You guessed it, I'm in my garrison. Not as cool or as worth it as they made it sound. I think the main reason I was so excited is for a very long time we talked about, I need some assistance. Why don't you follow me? For a very long time, they talked about player housing, or not they, but everyone talked about the possibility of player housing, and how it was done in Final Fantasy Online, and EverQuest, and a lot of different games that actually shit. Even RuneScape did player housing right when it came to customization. So, obviously with Blizzard having the track record they did, we thought, hey, it's going to be something awesome. I think one of the biggest things that upset me is just the lack of customization. I mean, if I wanted to, I can move that building over somewhere else. But really, you only have a few buildings that you can move around, and it's all generic. If I go to someone else's place, it's going to look exactly the same. That was the biggest letdown. Another thing is it was just a time sink. You actually felt the need to log in every single day. You need to come in. You need to go collect your herbs, which I don't even do anymore. I don't even come to my garrison because I'm so upset with it. And then you have to go into your mine and get your ore, and then you'd go sit and do missions. I actually would sit in my garrison for 4 to 6 hours a day, just completing and starting missions because I felt it was necessary, because I would miss out on gold and miss out on the random rewards that you would get from doing those missions. And don't get me started, if you had more than one level 100, the first 6 hours of your day was just managing your garrisons if you had a bunch of level 100s. I guess the only upside to being secluded and away from everybody is that you can get this follower called the Pleasure Bot, and you can molest it, and no one's there to see it.
How you doing?
How you doing, Pleasure Bot? You wanna come get in the bed with me? Come on, come lay down. Come on. I lay down with you. Hey everybody, thank you for watching. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Remember to leave me a comment of some things that you want to see with my new upcoming series, Alvaru Can't. I need some stuff from you guys of games to play. Remember to subscribe if you're not already, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day and get fucked.